AMD Ryzen 9000 by 3D 3D V-Cache CPUs teased by ASUS. ASUS might have given us a tease of AMD's Ryzen 9000 by 3D CPUs featuring Zen 5 cores and 3D V-Cache technology ahead of their official unveiling. ASUS's webpage source code reveals AMD's plan to launch Ryzen 9000 by 3D CPUs for AM5 platform. ASUS recently revealed several X870 and X870 chipset motherboards, which included all different sub-series, but what went unnoticed is the hidden mention of Ryzen 9000 by 3D chips. The first 4 Ryzen 9000 CPUs have already been launched a few days ago, which we have covered in detail in our reviews, but the new information sheds light on Ryzen 9000 by 3D with 3D V-Cache technology. Since AMD took great interest in producing X3D versions of its existing Zen 3 and Zen 4 CPUs, X3D chips in the Ryzen 9000 series based on Zen 5 shouldn't surprise us. It was Momomo_US who first saw the Ryzen 9000 by 3D listing by going through the source code of the ASUS microsite page for its latest motherboards. Apparently, the X870 and X870 chipset motherboards aren't the only ones that are mentioned on the page, as the URL also reveals more chipsets and mentions Ryzen 9000 by 3D. On further investigation by Computerbase, the page description in the source code says, ASUS AMD X870 and X870 motherboards are designed to get the most out of AMD Ryzen 9000 series X3D processors and are ready for advanced high PCs. Featuring exclusive i technologies, key registered 5.0, DDR5 support with Nitropath DRAM and EMP technologies, USP4 registered 40 Gbps Type-C support, Wi-Fi 7 and SPC DIY designs. This confirms that AMD's partners such as ASUS definitely know what's coming soon to the markets, and AMD's Ryzen 9000 by 3D CPUs with extra L3 cache memory are inevitable. However, the launch or the availability of the processors hasn't been revealed yet, nor AMD has talked about these processors. With 3D V-Cache technology, Ryzen 9000 CPUs will get additional L3 cache on board, which will provide significant performance uplifts in video games. This has been the case with the previous generation processors as well, and to this day, AMD hasn't stopped releasing newer 3D CPUs for Zen 3 and Zen 4 lineups. A few days ago, Ryzen 5 5500 by 3D appeared in the EEC filing, and just yesterday, a leak mentioned that AMD is preparing Ryzen 5 7600 by 3D. AMD Ryzen 9000 lineup at the moment doesn't have a single released 3D CPU, but it looks like AMD has already made preparations for the newer 3D CPUs batch for the near future. Previous rumors mentioned an October release date, which is around the time frame we will see the launch of AMD's 800 series motherboards. We also previously reported that Ryzen 9000 by 3D CPUs will offer full overclocking support and feature very similar cache sizes as the existing lineup, but translate into bigger gains since they will offer performance on top of the Zen 5's IPC uplift. With a 3D cache chiplet, expect the L3 cache to increase by at least 64 MB, which means processors like Ryzen 9600X and 9700X will have 96 MB of L3 cache. At the same time, this will introduce lower clock speeds due to the unusual stacking process. X3D chips are usually power efficient and can do a better job in gaming for less power. That said, Ryzen 9000 by 3D chips must provide a significant boost in performance to make them appealing for users to consider them over the 7800 by 3D or the upcoming 7600 by 3D.